starts with having clarity on what success means to you. Right? I told you at the beginning of this podcast, Fong, that my definition of success was not really truly mine. It was inherited. And it was a mixed salad where part of it was parents, part of it community, part of it media, social media, educational system, etc. Now I started asking myself, well, if that's not my definition of success, what is? And then over time, what I did was I developed this framework, which I now call the the exponential success blueprint. And what that allows is, as a mountaineer, we have something called the seven summits. It's the tallest mountain on each continent. And when you climb, when you climb all seven of them, it's like you've conquered the world. And that got me thinking, well, what about your internal seven summits? What about conquering those? And some people would ask me, well, why not three or four? I said, well, if I say three, everyone is going to pick health, wealth, relationships, or some combination of that, right? But when you think about seven, now you have to think deep, like what else matters to me? And for me, for example, something that came up, which I wasn't expecting, was fun and recreation. Because for me, if I'm not enjoying life, like what's the point? So, and again, seven, you got seven colors of the rainbow. You've got the seven dwarves. I mean, lucky number seven. Seven, it's got a nice number to it, a nice ring to it. So once you discover your internal seven summits of what matters to you, you're no longer with blinders on. Like me, when I saw an opportunity, I would think, oh, my company can grow. I'll be bigger, more recognized, and I'll make more money. That's all I saw because I had my blinders on. I'm not looking at what does it mean to the other six summits, the other six mountains that I'm climbing. And for sure, in some cases, you have to make sacrifices. You might say, well, just for this much time, I'm going to give up fun and recreation because I need to focus on the growth of this new vertical in my business. I get it. But I've seen way too many times, Fong, with amazing folks that I coach, once a sacrifice is over, another sacrifice is made. Another sacrifice is made. They keep telling me, family is my biggest priority. And then I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. You sacrifice it again and again. You sacrifice health again and again, and you keep saying it's your priority. So it's not a priority. It's a lifestyle choice. Like, be honest with yourself, because your calendar, your decisions, your actions do not reflect that these are a priority in your life.
Right.
And so once you have this, you just have more clarity. And every time you want to make an important decision, you ask yourself, well, what is the net effect? Am I going up these mountains overall, or am I going down? And like I said, if I'm going down and it's temporary, I don't mind. When it really is a sacrifice, which is temporary, because sometimes you have to dip a little bit to go up. That's okay. And once you start living and taking steps in the direction of what life is, which is successful by your definition, you start moving towards fulfillment, because this is the life you want to live. It's the life that you've designed. And that starts taking you away from regret. Because the last thing you want is to be on your deathbed at, and I'm saying 100 plus because the way the health, and longevity and all that's kicking in, I'm pretty sure a lot of people who are listening here are going to live past 100 years. When you're 105 and you're on your deathbed, you're going to look back and go, I wish I spent more time with my spouse, my kids, with the people that mattered to me. I wish I took more care of my health. I could have lived till 115 instead. But it's too late at that point. And unfortunately, even me, if I look at some of my biggest lessons, it's when I've been slapped in the face. Now, luckily for me, it never got to the point where a relationship broke or health became a chronic issue or something that's irreversible. But it was darn close. It was darn close. And there were warning signs early on, and I just ignored them. I got to plow through. I got to run faster. I need to make that extra $1 million in revenue, or whatever that goal was of mine. But what was I giving up in order to do that? Because I'm already living a great lifestyle. Earning much more money is not going to change the way that I live. So why would I then sacrifice time with my family or my health? It just makes no sense to me.